Oh no. I'm not sure if you've heard my whole thing, because I think I was on mute. That's what happens when sometimes you don't have panels to tell you that you're on mute. I know, N90. Thank you. So once again, I'm gonna bring in Lee. I'm gonna bring in JK, and I'm gonna bring in Baz that's with us. Big up to everyone. I see it. I know. Speaking. I see it. But again, I'll reintroduce you to what we're going to be speaking on today. We got a star-studded panel today. We got Lee hailing from Liverpool. We've got JK, our German pundit, German resident pundit, and we also have Baz representing England to its fullest. Even though I know he's a France, he supports France when it comes to international football, but it's all good. So there you have it.
Cool,
there you have it.
Ekitike, I support Ekitike.
You're the one who sorted it out, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you had a little bit of insight or insight.
I sorted words. You sorted out Ekitike.
There you go.
There you
go. But what I was saying when I was, I guess, unfortunately muted, what I was saying is that we're going to talk about some transfer action, Europe, going out through Europe, where there's Arsenal, Chelsea, United, and of course Liverpool news as well. I spoke on how Ekitike is nearly a red. Lucho might be going to Bayern, and Newcastle can't get rid of this ongoing Isak news. I posted something in our group chat, and it was a posting by someone that I do really think is credible. I guess you could say ITK. He does have some decent resources, and he's saying that basically Isak has put in a request to Newcastle, telling them that he is interested in leaving, and that he is only has eyes for Liverpool, which is a great thing to say. But before we get into that, let me get the panel to say hello. Baz, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on. Big up to the other panelists and big up to the chat. Let's go.
Let's go. It's a good day. A little transfer tea, being, sipping on some transfer tea. JK, how are you doing today?
I'm all good, bro. I hope you're well. Looking good, bro. And Baz and Lee as well. And also the chat. Cedric, Dara, Norman, N90 as well.
Yeah, for sure. Trudon in the house. I see you, brother. And last but not least, our the Scouser in the panel.
Scouts in the house.
Scouts in the house. Scouts in the house. There you go.
I will say about Baz support France. I like him, the French national team. My interest has increased tenfold since we bought Hugo Ekitike. It's increased anyway with Ibu, because I like to see how Ibu was doing. But if we have a forward as well who could potentially be in their side, that'd be excellent.
Yeah, it would be.
Keeping my eye a lot more on their international games now.
Yeah, it would be. Good to see you, Lee. I hope that you're well. And let's just jump right into what we're going to be talking about, since we were just talking about, since we were talking about strikers. What I was going to get into is our rivals apparently are about to have a done deal. I'm interested to see how this changes some of the Premier League environment, I guess, and maybe the odds of whether Arsenal can really contend with us this year, or maybe even become a front runner, possibly in some people's eyes. But apparently Viktor Gyokeres to Arsenal is a here we go. Arsenal, this is according to Fabrizio, Arsenal have reached a total agreement with Sporting for 63.5 million euros plus 10 million euros in add-ons. So that's going to be about 73.5. The Swedish striker only wanted Arsenal. I hate when I'm starting to really
started to piss me off, guys. Yeah.
Hearing that statement is just annoying. It's just like, come
It's
on.
annoying, bro. Same as here we go.
Yeah.
Like, fuck
Okay.
off.
Okay.
Like, here we go. That's annoying, bro. Oh, I can't hear it no more.
The one that gets under my skin a little bit is the whole he only wanted Arsenal or he only wanted whatever team it is that he ends up going to. If that was the case, then why are other teams involved in some of the negotiations? You know
what? I tell you something as well, bro. Like Ekitike, he said he sort of supported Man United when he was younger or something, and then I've seen him with the Liverpool top on now with Gerrard. Like,
oh yeah.
You know, but for me, he had the choice to choose from us, United, Newcastle, and he chose us.
Yeah,
so,
that's a big Bamba. Yes.
Playing for Liverpool got Ibu in the French national side, so let's see if it can do that for Hugo Ekitike, because I'd be tickled pink for the lads if it could.
If he bangs in 20, he's going to the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If he bangs in 20 goals, he'll be going to the World Cup, my opinion.
Agreed. Yes, so this is the piece that possibly, I know Arsenal has been just adamantly wanting to get a striker. In some eyes, especially in Gunner's eyes, maybe this is the piece that takes them on to the title next season. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I mean, like, they do have a formidable side, but we can discuss that. We'll discuss that certainly. I'm going to ask the panel, is Mr. VG the missing link for Arsenal, or will the step up to the Premier League prove too steep of a progression? I'll ask that to let me ask that to the Irishman since he's just joining us. Big up, Brian.
Big up, Brian.
I'll talk to the other people.
What's that?
Talk to the other people for a second.
Okay. Brian's doing some things in the background. Okay, so I'll ask that question then. How do you feel about that? Is he the missing piece?
I mean, he scores goals. You know, he's not like a project player either. So he knows how to score goals. He's had time in England, all being like earlier on in his career. Obviously, he's gone Portugal, done his, made his name, and he's coming back to the Premier League, and he's coming to the Premier League, and at 27 years old, he should be nearly in, or if not in his peak of his career. So he does score goals, and that's what Arsenal. They've missed a striker since Aubameyang, so I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the final piece in the puzzle for them, but it definitely will give them, it will give them like a lot of threat up front. So I think it can only help them. It can only help them and improve them. So, but yeah, I still rate us over them.
Okay, JK, what's your thoughts?
Like, for me, same what Baz said about they haven't had a decent striker since Aubameyang, and for me, Arsenal have lacked a striker. Even when they got Jesus in from Man City, he's been a flop. Let's be serious now. It's a joke. What did that guy do to his career?
Jesus, call him Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Even when they got Jesus, they couldn't win.
I know, exactly. It doesn't sound right. Someone that might be just listening in the background, they're like, Jesus Christ plays for Arsenal?
We're a spiritual channel, bro. We're a spiritual channel.
I think even he would turn them down.
Well, apparently you couldn't turn water into wine at Arsenal, eh?
There you go.
A water into transfers, but they have since Arteta came in, so he must be Jesus. Well, for me, the amount of money they've spent, I think they just missed a striker. They've missed a striker since years. Like, the midfield, fair play, they've stepped that up. Zubimendi's come in, that lad from Brentford's come in. So it's all about the striker for me. And Gyokeres can score goals. That's the thing. Like, he did it at Cov. Did it at Portugal, but I didn't like the way he left the Portuguese team. Very messy, and I don't like that from players.
Mm.
Like your potential. I think you know what it is. His age as well. He thinks, you know what, it's now or never. If I don't go now, I'm never going to smash the English league or the Spanish league. So I need to go now. And if he gets messy, he gets messy. And he's done that. And I think he'll score goals for us.
He was a part of the Premier League, or not? Or he's part of England at least. He was with what club? He was with a club
Coventry.
early. Yeah,
Said
Coventry.
he's
You should know that. Yeah, there you go.
Brighton.
Okay.
Brighton. Yeah, Brighton and Coventry. And at Coventry, bro, he was scoring goals for fun. So he's a goal scorer. Fair play. He's a goal scorer. But I never ever envisioned
20.
him as
I think he got 20 in the championship, JK, wasn't it? He got 20, and then Sporting bought him. I think like he didn't go nuts in the championship, but he got like
he didn't score. He wasn't as dynamic.
No, he went like 40 goals.
Right.
Then he went there.
He wasn't like 40 goals like he did in Portugal, or whatever he's on now.
Yeah.
No, he's got
his goal ratio is top.
It's ridiculous. It's like 98 goals in 97 games or something. It's
something ridiculous. It is something ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he'll smash it. I think, but I never wanted him at Liverpool. Like before we bought Ekitike and we needed a striker or two, I wouldn't have chose him. Yeah,
you didn't want Bain at Liverpool. I got you. Since he does the whole Bain from Batman.
Like, did the people at Coventry, were they like, this guy's unbelievable, or were they just, no, he's a good striker, or were they like,
no, yeah, because he's the one who sort of got them promoted and got them sort of competing, you know what I mean? Getting into sort of playoffs and stuff like that. He was the guy. And he's always scoring goals there for fun, bro. It's going to happen, like any player who plays for a championship side will one day want to move to a Premier League team or abroad. So he did it that way. He went to Portugal, got world recognition. And with that, he's sort of pushed himself getting a move to Arsenal now. And I think he will score goals for him. But he's 27, so he will have a few years in him. Yeah, we'll see what happens with him. It's going to be interesting.
He's got no excuse now anyway. Lagoed's got no excuse now that he's got a striker. Can't hear that wins again.
Yeah, he's got everything now.
If we had a striker, well, you've got one now, so shut up.
Yeah.
It's do or die for Arsenal now for Lagoed, isn't it, next season? He's got all the
Lagoed next season
that he needs, like, for his squad. Let's see what he does.
I mean, you know what? Let me see if I do have something that I could share with you guys here. Hold on one second.
So your poll question, will Viktor Gyokeres score 20 plus goals next season for Arsenal? I'm going to say yeah.
Oh,
where's
okay.
Dara?
All right.
Dara loves the poll. Where's Dara with the Dara's?
Yeah, put your answers in the chat.
Yeah, I know. Dara's having a walkabout because the poll.
What's the question?
Will
Gyokeres score 20 plus goals?
Yeah. I think he might. Well, it might be 20. Yeah, he might. I don't think he's going to do 20, but yeah.
Really, you think he's going to score 20 goals? Okay.
In the Premier League?
I think he will probably. You got pretty close to it. Yeah.
In the Premier League, it's going to be tight, but I think he might be able to.
Yeah.
Depends if he gets penalties. I'm not sure if he takes penalties. I think he does.
Does Saka take penalties for them?
Yeah,
he takes penalties, so he will score penalties.
I think
Saka is their penalty kick taker, though.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to give it to him.
I don't know if he comes to the team and pushes Saka out of that spot, to be honest with you.
Probably not, but I mean, he does score quite a lot of penalties as well. So, I mean, in terms of his
stats,
I
get what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his stats are good, but a lot of his goals are
open play goals. I got what you're saying. Yeah. Let me show you this too. Share with you guys this.
Hi, Baz. By the way, I'm seeing you. One.
Big up, Brian, man. You good?
Yeah, you got to come on my show soon, man. It's always open calling. Man.
Yeah,
man. You come on.
I will. I just ain't been looking on YouTube a lot. It's just when I saw, 12th's WhatsApp, then I was like, yeah, okay, cool. But yeah, I will definitely when you next do your show, let me know. And
I'm going live every day, man. I've been going every day for the last 2 months, live every day around 6 o'clock. So
around 6.
and it's always open. Call in, man. Call in.
Yeah, 100%. We'll do.
This would be their lineup basically if they were to have this signing reported signing happen. I don't know. I guess Madueke does start on the left. I don't know if that means.
Yeah, he's better than Martinelli.
Yeah, if he's going to be moving in for Martinelli. I know that Arsenal have given up on the Sterling project. Apparently, Sterling's being offered for 10 million on the transfer market right now, or something like that. So,
Something to him.
250 grand a week.
Yeah, that
come on.
sucks. Yeah.
That's
But this
fine.
would be their starting lineup. Do you think this is a formidable title contending, or if not, do you think this could get them over the line?
It's a good team, you know. But when I look at our team and I sort of went player for player, I'll probably go with mostly our players in that team. But okay, let's ask the question here: Gyokeres or the guy we just brought, Ekitike? Who you want?
I don't think Gyokeres is really suited to the system that we would want. He's an outright goal scorer, no doubt. You can tell that. I'm not doubting or disputing that. But
well, Ekitike is more of a dribbler, centre forward. You know what I mean? Likes running with the ball and that. Uses both feet and stuff. Yeah. So, but for most of the players like Salah, Saka, I'm going Salah, of course. But it's an okay team. It's an okay team. They've got in players they needed. Like they needed a striker, they've got one in. And Zubimendi joining that midfield, taking the lad who's gone. Partey is taking his place. So they've got bought in two good signings there for them, for me.
The reason why I was asking the question on the and I know Lee and the Irishman haven't put in their 2 cents worth. The reason why I was asking whether you think he can get 20 goals, he can score over 20 goals or score 20 goals or more, is because there was only 5 players last year that did so. Chris Wood, Mbeumo, Haaland, Isak, and obviously Salah. Now Salah did it with, obviously he nearly got 30 goals himself. But the other 4 in that list were just 20, like as in Mbeumo and Chris Wood just had 20 goals. Haaland had 22 goals. Haaland is a different case, though. I understand he was injured for good parts of the year, so maybe his goal tally would have been higher if he had been more available. But Isak did play in quite a few games. He played in 34 games. Haaland only in 31. Chris Wood and Mbeumo played in 38 and 36 respectively. So, but even so, Isak had 23 goals. So that's why I was kind of like saying, do you really think that he could score that many goals, considering that I don't think that Arsenal had over. Let me see, double check here. Let me look and see if I can find it. Yeah, their top goal scorer had 9 goals. That was Kai Havertz. Obviously, Kai Havertz scored only in 23 games. Maybe that tally would have been a little higher if he'd been in at least 30 some odd games. But he had 9. But he was obviously the highest scorer for Arsenal was 9 goals by Kai Havertz. Trossard with 8, let's say. Trossard did play in 38 games. Go ahead, Lee. You want to comment on it? Are you a strong? I know that. I think Brian and JK both said that he would score 20. Baz, did you say he scored 22?
I think not in the Premier League. I think in total.
Oh, you think all comps? I'm just asking for Prem. Yeah, just in the Prem. That's what I'm saying.
I think near that mark, but probably near. I don't even know, to be fair. Maybe just slightly a little short.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was saying. If he played 38 games, if he played 35 games starting for Arsenal and they play well, he could do 20. I'm not saying he will, but he could. Of course he could. But I mean, you give a striker like him enough chances, you play enough games. I don't see him getting 12. I see him getting a hell of a lot closer to 20 than 10. Put it that way.
Okay.
If he stays fit, plays every game, definitely. I said it 12. You said it there. Great striker for Arsenal. Wrong striker for Liverpool.
Yeah, I don't think he's the right
him.
fit. Yeah, he's
no
not the right
way
fit.
did we need him. And I've been saying it while you were on your holidays. Something I mentioned a lot is like he is a striker that it doesn't matter who he joins. I was never going to be sitting there going, oh damn, I wish we got him. And I think he will score goals. Whatever club he joins, he'll score goals for them. Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal. But at no point will I be saying, could we not have got him? I don't care. Because I don't think he stops us being what we want to be. And I don't think he would fit our team. So let him go somewhere and score goals. But I don't think it's not going to win Arsenal the league. It's not going to win Arsenal the Champions League. It's their little final missing piece of jigsaw. So there you go. A lot of pressure on you, my friend. That's what Ekitike isn't coming in as. The only thing this Liverpool team doesn't have is a number 9. You're the missing piece. Come in and score all our goals. We're just saying, come in and be part of a fluid system. We're going to be doing stuff. He to them is their number 1 final piece of the jigsaw. Haven't had a striker in 10 years since Aubameyang. He's going to come in. He's going to score all the goals. A lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. Certainly. I was just going to add that, yes, I said Trossard had he was 34th in the list of goal scorers for last year. In the Prem, Trossard was at 8 goals, and Martinelli was also at 8 goals as well. So they were second place when it comes to goal scoring in the Prem for Arsenal. It's a big, big leap or jump. I'm just trying to get across. I'll let Lee comment too before we move on. It's a big jump to say, output from an individual on Arsenal team is going to go from under 10 goals to now you having someone that's going to be scoring 20 plus goals for you. It's a big jump. So I'm interested to see how they manufacture that and get that really involved to happen for them. I hope it doesn't, obviously, but it will be a big, big jump. How do you feel, Lee? You think it's possible?
That he's quite a good finisher. I like that he can finish chances. So you would imagine with those players around him, he would get a reasonable tally next season. Whether it'd be enough to take them all the way to the title, I don't know. But it should improve them as a team to have a goal scorer now. And a defined sort of goal scorer rather than playing Havertz in the false 9. So this should be good for them. Like, we'll wait and see. But no, I don't think he ever would have been on our radar. Like, Ekitike is the better choice for us, I think, definitely, for our system.
Okay. Well, we go from the red of London to the red of Manchester with our next subject. And that is Manchester United in flux. Mbeumo, Rashford, Sancho. Obviously, the incoming of Mbeumo, the possible outgoings of Rashford, possible outgoings of Sancho, who've been listed on their sale list. Over at Old Toilet, it's chaos and overhaul under Ruben Amorim. Bryan Mbeumo joined for £71 million from Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford looks like he might be going to Barcelona now. I don't really know where Garnacho really finds as a destination for him. I know he's a young talent. I don't know if he's going to work it out with the Red Devils or not. But Anthony and Sancho are two very. Anthony obviously made a real difference in opinion on his talents by going to La Liga and playing pretty well. Sancho, the same, played decently for Chelsea and now is a topic of moving on to possibly Italy. United squad's overhaul feels drastic, I would say, because they're trying to transition to a new system with 3 in the back. They're trying to transition from the carousel of coaches that they've had. I don't know if this transition is brilliant or just a desperate reshuffle. But I'm going to ask the panel and the chat too. Do you think United are building for success under Amorim, or does this look like scattershot style panic buying and selling, just trying to unload bats like dead weight salaries, trying to hopefully just bring in some young talent that happens to be the next big thing, like a Euro or something like that? Is there real direction with their transfer strategy? I'll ask that of Baz.
I'm glad you brought me first because mine's going to be quick.
Okay.
I think it's scattered shit, and
Okay.
I'm waste
Right.
my one lung talking about them.
All right.
You need to push me. I think whatever they do, they ain't going to be successful. Not for a long time anyway.
Okay. Easy said. How about for you, JK?
We've seen it since Fergie left, bro, what they've been up to. And it ain't going to change anytime soon. They've brought players in it, like, they sold Pogba and brought him back. Sancho. They've bought big names, big wages, big signings, you know what I mean? Anthony, one that cost them 90 million. So they've been doing it since Fergie left. And they're not going to get there, I don't think. Again, I think it's going to be a messy season. And thank God, fair play is good. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How about for you, Lee?
Well, Ineos has come in, haven't they? But there's still plumbing problems at Old Toilet, like. Yeah, and it's going to go on for some time, isn't it? Like, he's injected some capital, hasn't he, Sir Jim Radish? But it isn't enough, is it? Like, he's trying to keep them competitive, isn't he? But it's going to take a while before they win anything major again. I don't think I'm safe in saying that, like, that I won't be making a mug of myself with them words. Can't see them winning anything major in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Brian, what are your thoughts?
I think I said from the start, Mbeumo and Cunha are just incredibly, weirdly, strangely sensible transfers for them to make. 2 top Premier League performers at small clubs who would bite your hand off to go to a club the size of Manchester United, regardless of where they are now. From Brentford and Wolves, we might look and go, what are you going there for? I mean, it's still a huge club, and they make these aren't Casemiro, Varane, Anthony signings. These are real, sensible, proper Premier League proven players. So with no European football, 1 match every week, we saw, other than cups, we saw how that is not beneficial financially, but football-wise, just playing every Saturday can be very beneficial. Lots of time on the training pitch. They still need a lot of work. They have a lot of overplayed, unwanted players, but Cunha and Mbeumo are seriously very sensible transfers then. But 71 million for Mbeumo is a ridiculous price. But as we've
his
said
salary
before,
too, and his salary as well.
yeah, but that's what we talked about before. It's when you're that deep and you're that low, sometimes if you have to overpay to get in top players, or else you just end up buying the next this guy and the next that guy. So they're rock solid players. They're not going to be playing for Madrid or Barcelona in a couple of years, no. But they're absolutely rock solid players. And I'm a little bit annoyed that they got them, but they have so many other problems there that I don't think really the ownership model that they have, the way that they're doing things, it would take a bit of a miracle worker of a manager to actually make them properly, sustainably competitive again. So even then, look, they're not going to finish where they were, but I still think they're only probably going to finish around 8th, 7th or 8th. They're not finishing 18, whatever, 17th, 15th. They finish.
15.
It's not
Yeah,
that.
15.
Yeah, that's not happening again. But they're not. We're probably not going to get back in the Champions League. I mean, because it's just 4 again. It's like that team's really not a great team, but they won't get relegated. Why? Because there's 3 teams much worse than them. That's why they won't get relegated. Manchester United won't get back into Champions League because there's at least 5 teams better than.
I'll give you a good question then too. One, real quick, I'm seeing people weigh in on this audience poll here. Baz said he thinks Rashford will have the better season. Lee doesn't give 2 Fs.
Where's he going?
Got you.
Rashford
is most likely going
Rashford's
to
gone to Barcelona. Oh, sorry, I thought you were saying Sancho. Sorry.
If he gets registered.
Yes,
exactly.
Trap Joe thinks Mbeumo will be the person. Crab thinks also Bryan Mbeumo. Red Chili says he doesn't really have much of a clue, but he will go with Sancho. Dustin says Sancho if he leaves United. Let's see. Okay, and I think that's all. So Baz gave his answer real quick because I have a follow-up quick question too after that. JK, who would you say out of these 3 is going to be more likely to? I know that none of us really care to see any of them have a good season, but still the same. Who,
I'll probably think Mbeumo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Quickly, Lee, what would you say?
We're going to have the better season. Probably Mbeumo.
Okay. I'm hoping that those are saying Mbeumo is going to be helping that guy all wrong.
I mean, it depends which way you look at it. However much Marcus does or doesn't play, he'd be part of something next season, and Barcelona's got a good chance of retaining the title. So we'll wait and see.
I want to say it's Juve. I'd have to look it up. Maybe someone in the chat could tell us. I thought it was Juve that Sancho was rumored to be going to, maybe Juve or Parma, maybe something like that.
It was an Italian team. It was 20 million for Jadon Sancho, which is a massive loss, isn't it?
Yeah, massive loss.
Yeah, but we've got our own.
Somehow they'll figure out some way to write it off on the books. I'm sure somehow. Quick follow-up question too, because I saw Lee say, Lee WizKid at least say this in the comments, and it got me. It was a question I had as well. Let's say hypothetically, we get up to Boxing Day, or we get up to the December around Christmas, and United are in 12th place. Not 15th, 16th, not dwelling on relegation, but in middle of the pack, second tier of the league. Does Amarin have a job? I'll ask that of you, Lee. Let's go reverse order here. Does Amarin have a job if they are struggling like that?
It's going to take him quite a few years to get them to where they want to be. So that's the question now, isn't it? Did they stick with him? Or I wouldn't get rid of him so quickly if I was them. I mean, they've made the decision. He's been in half a season. They might as well give him a bit of a chance now to see if he can do something for them. But it's going to take him a while to make them anything like league title contenders, quite a while. But we'll see what happens with them anyway. They are still a big club and a big team, and we'll wait and see what happens. But I don't predict much for them this season. like Brian said, probably about like 7th, maybe 6th or something would be their best position they could finish in. But that wouldn't be enough for Champions League football and the money side of it then as well. Like that's no European football and then maybe Europa League football next season. Like it's money, isn't it? Like, and what's going to happen with them?
Okay. It's a relevant question. I mean, do they just cut their ties? And considering that they're almost, if it wasn't for the fact that there were just obviously some really, really poor teams involved in the league last year, obviously poor in the sense of quality versus the actual quality of the other teams that are already part of the Premier League. Because I think Ipswich Town is a good team. It's just I just didn't think they have obviously the quality enough to maintain the level they needed to push on. But there's going to be some new blood, Sunderland, Leeds coming into the league this year, and certainly if you're in 12th place, let's say, going into January, that creeping thought of, are we going to sink even lower this year than we did last year might be the question. Or do you trust the process, basically, as some would say?
Don't like his system for the start. Like Cameron, we had 3 at the back, didn't we, for like about 5 years between, what was it, 93, 94 and to about 99. We had that 3 at the back shite, and it was hopeless. I hated that formation when we used to use it like that long. And I hope they employ Amarin for like 5 years or however long we had to suffer for with 3 at the back, because I don't think he's going to win the league title with that formation.
Okay. Well, here's the one that we care the most about on tonight's show, I'm sure. Or maybe...
You mean Bernadette?
What's that?
You mean Bernadette? I thought that was your intro for Bernadette. Bernadette's joined the...
I didn't see Bernadette. That's because I didn't see her join. My fault, Bernie.
I thought that was your intro for Bernie.
You know why? Because it shows I have the windows on my window. It's only showing the 6 windows that I have.
I know StreamYard made this new thing down here at the bottom that's bigger than the thing that it used to be. So it covers over.
And it didn't ding. Normally it dings. Normally it'll tell me when something joins.
Dude, I've been saying that for ages. I get the boop, the little boop thing. In here, I got the little boop when Barney joined. But when I'm in my own StreamYard, you don't get the little boop anymore. The little noise when someone joined, that's gone.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know why they've done it. It happens to me too. I don't know why they got rid of the little noise. But I got it when Barney joined. I got it.
Okay, yeah, that's weird. I would. Yeah, normally if I hear it, then I would have known someone was in the had just joined the panel. But apologies, Bernie. How are you doing today?
Well, I was very flattered for a minute. I thought you were talking about me.
I know, it's the best introduction ever.
There you go. Yeah. So it's the one thing we care about tonight is now Bernie is a part of the panel. So there you go.
How are you feeling, 12?
Hanging in there. Every day is a new day. So I'll just look at it that way.
Well, can I just say, in 3 days?
Ridiculous.
I was just going to say, in 3 days, I mean, I know, it's different to how you feel. I know that, but in 3 days, you look a lot better. So,
yeah, I appreciate that. No, that's inspiring to hear, because I know some people, like the day or two ago, the last broadcast, I was getting asked, "Are you okay? You look tired. You look sick," and I'm just like, "Oh, I don't want to get into this again," but it's all good.
Yeah, no, but you can see you're starting to pick up. You're looking more like your old self.
Yeah.
You were looking a bit peaky.
But I am a peaky blinder. Anyhow. What I was going to get into, Bernie, and the panel was the fact that we have Obviously, Ekitike on a lot of our minds, and that's because he has gotten on his flight. This is him, actually. Let me bring this up a little bit larger for some people. This is him and his manager about to board when they were about to board the flight to come to England. I don't know about you, but if I was his manager, I would have told him to pick a different color. But all the same,
I mean, it's a strong look. It's a
I-
strong look for
I
a
would-
man
I
who
would have
gets to
said-
join Liverpool. Yes,
I would-
blue and
I would-
white, very strong look.
I would have said lose the handbag. I mean,
yeah,
Have you zoomed
that's
in?
true.
No,
That's
but
true.
12 man, 12. Have you zoomed in? If you zoom in on, see those little things there, the little
It's
add-on
a
little
Louis
dangly
Vuitton.
things.
It's a Louis Vuitton bag. I know that, but let me see.
No,
if I can
but he
zoom in.
has these little kind of toys.
Yeah,
attached
yeah,
to it.
yeah. I see.
Yeah,
it.
there's like it's the
It's
guy is
weird.
clearly a it's what's that, a little guy from
Let me see if I
um
can-
yeah, he's got like another little mini bag attached to
I know.
it, like almost like a keyring. And then he's got
Yeah.
this dude, this
Okay,
little
that's the same detail there.
what's
Two
this guy?
bags.
Is he from
Mini
like
bag.
he's from that like Tim Burton horror movie or something, that thing, that
I
little
guess.
guy or
I don't know
something?
what that is. You'd have to ask. I'd have to ask my little nephew or something. He probably knows what that is, but I don't know.
Yeah,
what
but
that
he's got a little bag attached to his bag on a little thing. That's
That's a
just
little
like
weird.
okay.
To have a
Okay.
bag attached to to have
Yeah.
another handbag attached to your other handbag that
Yeah.
you're carrying is a
I'm
little
not-
weird.
I'm
And
not
this
sure.
guy with the cravat, he's very overdressed. I think the agent has gone a bit too sorbet for me.
Yeah,
Agent is
absolutely.
Yeah,
a bit
The
too
agent thinks
sorbet
he's in.
for me,
The
that
agent thinks
agent.
he's in Reservoir Dogs.
I think he
Well,
thinks he's going to a
put
wedding.
I'm not sure.
Absolutely. He's looking at the slow motion video, and Ekitike is like, dude, I know I'm wearing this, and I'm telling you, you're overdressed.
And,
Yeah.
and when was the last time you shaved your beard?
Yeah. That's a good point. He took care of the sideburns. He just kept the bottom part. It's got-
But if you also zoom in again, you will also notice that Ekitike is actually using two phones.
no.
There's actually
you know
two
what?
phones
He
there.
is. He does have another phone in his hand.
He's actually using two phones there.
Yeah, he's got a blue and again,
Yeah.
once again, he's got a blue phone and a
Yeah.
dude. I don't know about you, but you coming to Merseyside, you might want to lose
Tell you
the
what,
blue.
though, there is like method in this madness. I can see why men use bags these days, because you've got all sorts of crap in your pockets, haven't it? Not just like your keys and that anymore. You've got a phone, so like
Lee,
all
Lee,
the
yeah,
phone bits in your back, can't you?
Lee, I'm with you, but that's either effeminate.
They're called pockets, Lee. They're called pockets.
That bag's either effeminate or it's childish. It's one or the other.
I know the little.
Phones
I thought it was
If
hilarious to
anything-
see the little
like
mini
your
bag
pockets
attached
can-
to it. That was so funny.
If anything, you make your manager hold your bag so you're not walking around like that. Earn your keep, brother. You can hold on to
You've
the
been-
Want to know
man.
what was in the small bag? Like, was it a little bit of cologne or something, or some jazzy aftershave,
Yeah.
or was it
I think-
sweets or something like?
yeah.
Oh.
Charles,
think
he
that's
does,
where-
he does if he's Prince Harry, but otherwise, no one's carrying his bag.
Yeah. Well, I guess true. He is French, so that's maybe the Louis Vuitton. So that's maybe why he's rocking that. I don't know, but I wasn't really feeling the blue sweats. You got to go with that. You could have picked. You could want black sweats. Could have want red sweats. Not blue. All good. I know. I know.
He's a bit punk.
My,
He's a bit confrontational. He's one of those guys who likes to shake it up, likes to rattle a few cages, as they say.
before the episode gets called Project Runway. That's
Literally, by the way, because they are on a runway there. So
yeah,
literally.
that's true. That's very true. That's very true. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you that Ekitike is going to be a Red? On a scale of 1 to 10, Bernie, what would your ranking?
I'd say about a solid 8.5, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very. I mean, I didn't know a lot about him, to be honest with you, until I heard we were after him, and then I did my due diligence and looked him up. And very exciting. I think he's everyone's saying he's the next Isak or he's the younger Isak, but let's give the guy his own, sort of plaudits. He's very good, and I think we will definitely bring out the best in him and get him to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I wish I had saved the video. I don't know if I have the video any longer, but there was this video of him walking into. I want to say it was him walking into the. I was walking into the thing, but it was so funny because I don't know what they did with the video, but they made him look like an absolute giraffe. His legs were he had to duck to get into the actual building. I'm like, he's tall, but he's not 7 feet tall.
No, he's lanky. He's 6'3", but he looks like he's about 6'6" because he's skinny. He's very
He's very
tall. But he's not basketball player tall.
It reminds me a little bit of that, that awkwardness of Crouch. I know he's not as tall as Crouch, but he's very gangly.
What was Crouch? 6'7", something like that. Crouch was genuinely kind of basketball. I think Crouch was 6'7", I think, wasn't he?
He was. Crouch was crazy, wasn't he? His height like that. But Ekitike is quite different, isn't he? As a player, yes, he's tall and spindly, but not that tall and spindly, and he's got a lot more to him, hasn't he? Despite Louis Vuitton appearance in that photo, I'm still tremendously excited that we signed him.
Oh wait, here I found it was on Anfield Papers. Okay, let me share with you this one. Hold on, let me see if I can do this properly. Make sure I don't have any noise. It's only a short clip. Let me just share this with you because this was it's pretty wild. And apologies if I start to lag a little bit here or this or there, but let me show you this clip.
Wow.
Look how long his legs are. That can't be right.
That's not right. It can't be.
That can't be right.
There's something kind of wrong looking about that. That looks.
Yeah.
There is something kind of wrong looking about that.
He's as big as the sign that he walks by. He's bigger than the doors and the sign. He's like.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that real? I don't know if that's real.
No, it's not real.
You have to be you're so paranoid these days. Is anything real on the video?
So have to duck down in the doorway,
Yeah, I know. That's that's just wild. I saw that and I was just like, is that? It looks like more so like the.
Yeah, Norma's saying it's not him. I was thinking, is that actually him? It didn't. Yeah.
I think it might be the truth. The truth is, I think that might be. There's a San Antonio Spurs have a French player that's like that is a center. He's like 7'2" or something, 7'3", and he's lanky, very lanky. That could be him. But apparently Anfield some Anfield.
Yeah, there's no way Ekitike would have to duck to go in the doorway like that. Ekitike hasn't that tall that he'd have to duck to go through the door.
Yeah, the first time I saw it, it doesn't really actually look like him facially.
Yeah, it was like that's got to be. It's fun. It's like that can't be him. If he was a player like that, his legs would literally snap in half on the pitch. That'd be scary. So I have to look up the name. Oh, okay. His name is Viktor Wembanyama.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And that might be Viktor Wembanyama. It might be. Who knows? But that was just interesting. Sometimes you gotta be careful on Twitter. They try to get you. I was like, that can't be him. And then when you see the picture,
I've heard of him, recently, because of Ekitike as well, they've been talking about him, but I've never heard of him myself before that.
He's not living in a bungalow, is he?
He looks
Yeah.
like a basketball player, doesn't he? He doesn't
That's
look
what he's saying. He is. He's Johnny Wanyama or something.
Yeah,
Wembanyama, I think it is.
yeah.
Wembanyama.
He plays for. He's French too, as well. Maybe that's why they
Okay.
tried to. Maybe that's
I
why they
see.
tried to get an over on him.
Yeah.
He's a French basketball player. Plays for the
If
French
you
national team. Plays
now that you've said that
in the-
again, 12, can we watch that? Can we watch that video again and see on that thing that he walked past? Was there something obvious? Because I like, what were those jerseys he was walking? Was he walking past a load of basketball jerseys on the wall?
Oh, I don't know.
Because he walks past a
Let's
thing
see,
with a
I'll
load
have
of
to get
jerseys.
it.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's have a look. This is like the observation round on the Krypton
Like,
factor.
should we have
now.
spotted that from the start? That he's actually walking past a poster with a load of basketball teams on it, like. Because I didn't recognize any of them. They weren't
Let me
like
see.
Barcelona, I think, but he.
I don't think it. Let me see. I'll bring it up here again. Give me 1 second. It's interesting. It's interesting. Let me see if I can get it up here. Oops. So,
Sorry, don't want to derail and make it all Miss Marple
I
or
don't
something.
know if
Yeah,
that's, that looks like jerseys, to be honest with you. Whoops. That does look like jerseys, but I'm going to bring it up. I'll
yeah, he's
bring it up.
walking past a wall with a load of jerseys on it. So, are they?
Yeah.
Should we have? Yeah, it might be obvious if you could, like, if you were able to. I'm not saying do it now.
I'll
but
pause
if
it.
you
I'll try
could
to
see
pause
what
it.
they
Right.
were.
I
Yeah,
thought
they're
he was
probably
walking past like
No,
vending
Those aren't really.
They're not basketball jerseys either, but they're not
They don't
football
look like
jerseys.
basketball jerseys.
No, they kind of look like
Yeah.
No, I don't hockey jerseys or something. I don't know what they look. They don't look like football jerseys either.
He's definitely not a hockey player. I'll tell you that.
Well, no, I meant hockey, not ice hockey.
No, I
not
know.
ice
I know
hockey.
what you mean, though. I know what you mean. Yeah.
They don't look like any.
I don't
They
know.
don't
Those
look
right
like
now.
rugby jerseys. or
But
something.
maybe they try to kind of pass it off as being. That's definitely not Liverpool's jerseys. But maybe they're trying to pass it off as such since it's red and it's black. I don't know what that is.
Well, he's one tall bastard anyway. That's what I know.
He's one tall. Yeah, he is one tall dude. I'll tell you that for sure. Anyhow. Let's get into Lucho's departure, or maybe Lucho's staying with the club. That's the next topic that I wanted to get into, and that is Luis Diaz to Bayern. Is this the end game? Because apparently Bayern Munich have learned that Liverpool are now ready to negotiate for Lucho. A fee around 75 million euros is being discussed in personal terms, at least with Bayern and Lucho, have reportedly already been agreed on. With a new look attack already in place, has Diaz become expendable, or should Liverpool do everything to just give him a contract, give him a bump in salary, and make sure he's happy, and maybe extend it for 1 year and move him on the next year, or do we just cash in right now? It's a really big question. I don't know what the panel's thinking. I don't know what you're thinking out there in the chat, but tell us if you can. And then we just got Nalante in the panel as well, so I'll go Nalante, Bernie, and then go reverse order as well with the four underneath my screen. And what the question I was going to ask you is, would selling Diaz be a smart financial move, or are Liverpool maybe not recognizing the fact of Diaz's importance to Liverpool, and they should keep him? Because he was a big part. He was a big factor. Let's keep it real. He was a big factor in our success last year. So I asked that of Nalante. Big up, by the way, for joining us.
Yeah, big up 12, big up the rest of the guys. A bit of a ram-packed panel tonight. 4 packs. I mean, it's a, how shall I call it, a Tuesday bonanza panel tonight. But big up everyone in the chat. Yeah, I'll be quickly because I know everyone needs to answer. So, look, for me, Lucho, they haven't recognised. I think Liverpool have messed him about to play. Yes, they've understandably he's mentioned Barca and Bayern, but we've just been dilly-dallying, in my opinion, with whether we're going to keep him or sell him. The rumors, the leaked stories in the press hasn't helped. If we wanted to keep and just be straight, so look, offer him what, 150, whatever, 140. This wouldn't be
I
an
don't.
issue. But
That's a good thing too. Let me just
yeah,
interrupt one quick point.
Mhm.
Reportedly, there's been plenty of reports saying he makes 55K, and when you hear that number, everyone I believe everyone on the panel in the chat will say he's being underpaid. However, there has been reports as of late saying he's making 140K. Now that could be with bonuses all tied in, but however, 140K is what is being reported as his weekly in some of the new reports that have him going. Now I don't know if that's PR from Liverpool or not, but you know, it is what it is. So continue with what you had to say.
yeah, no problem. But I'll just say that yeah, I mean, again, Liverpool dilly-dallied around the situation. I don't like the way they've handled Lucho. For me personally, I would keep him because all right, and if we sell him, yeah, we get good money, but who really is out there? I can't think of another left winger that's available in the market that I could say, oh yeah, he's a replacement. A good. People say Rodrigo, but for me, Rodrigo's overrated, in my opinion. I don't rate him that highly, so I don't think. And plus, our squad, we just become a little bit imbalanced because if Lucho is the only one apart from Salah who does it in a different way. The only one who can really has got the dribbling aspect, dribbling, beat a man, take a man on. And if we take that out of the faction, we don't have a priority for me. So I personally would keep him, just stop messing about with him, but I think he's gone.
Okay. Bernie?
Yeah, I think, everyone's talking about we have been unfair to him maybe because of his wages or he's unhappy. But we understand why he's unhappy or he's been unhappy. But I think at this stage, Lucho's checked out. He wants to go. I don't think his heart's in it anyway. Even if they decided to up his wages, I think once you make up your mind that you're leaving, I don't think that you really should stay. So I think he's gone personally. And give someone else a chance to come in. I think the people that that we are looking at or who we've got. I mean, like Nolante, I'm not so keen on Rodriguez, but I do like the idea of Fofana, so he's young and he's, probably less wages than Lucho did, and it's a new face of the club with new energy, and let Lucho go on and fulfill his ambition somewhere else, so that would be my thing.
Okay. Lee, what are your thoughts? Are you, is it a smart financial move? Do you think it's time to move on from Lucho? Basically sell while his price tag is high, or do you think we should just, utilize the player and, give him that pay raise?
If this is what the club wants to do and they think it's the right move, then let him move on. I mean, I did want him to stay, but if it's not going to happen, then just move him on and bring in a replacement. Bring in Marc Fofana.
Okay.
Rodrigo, I don't think that one's going to happen, to take him out of the environment he's in at Madrid and plonk him here. Whereas, Fofana, that'd probably be an easier fit, wouldn't it?
Okay.
So he's quite a significantly younger man than Lucho, isn't he? About 4 years at least younger than Lucho. So we'd be getting that, wouldn't we? We'd be bringing the average age of the squad down even more, which is generally a good thing, I think, for the future. So, yeah, there you go. But I have liked him while he's been here. I think he's been quite good, and he was excellent last season, and I'll never forget him for last season. I loved his hat-trick against Leverkusen when Xabi comes to town. That was great. It was brilliant, that. But anyway, if he has to go, then he has to go. If it's good business for the club and they think, right, he's coming to a certain age, then yeah. But I wanted to keep him. Like I wanted to see him with Ekitike and works, but it's not going to happen. Then it's not going to happen. You'll have to move on. But we've got to replace him. We can't not replace him.
Okay. Baz, what are your thoughts? And if you want to answer that, you can add your answer for the poll that I have there too, if you like, in your answer.
Yeah, I'll answer that. I think for me, I think it would be Rodrigo. Yeah, it'd be Rodrigo, or even what's the other guy at AC Milan, Portuguese guy,
Rafael.
Leao.
Yeah, there's something about him. There's something about him that I think he'd do well at Liverpool. But anyway, those are my two. To be fair, I think Luis Diaz.
We played him. We shut him down when we played him. We shut him down. It's interesting.
Yeah, but you know what? Players can have their on off days. But I mean, he's a good player. I think his work rate can be a suspect at times. But if he's at a team and he's focused and stuff like that, I really think this guy is decent. But personally, I'd want Rodrigo. I think Real Madrid have played him in his wrong position. I think he is actually a left winger as opposed to a right winger. I think that he's at a good age, and I think he's brilliant. But yeah, I mean that's that. But in terms of Diaz, look, I think every player has his price in it. Like at the moment, Liverpool saying they're not interested or ratata. They could be doing it for two reasons. Like obviously to make. I think he's a player that they can afford to keep for now in it, and then just lose because they didn't pay a huge amount of money. They're paying him like peanuts and stuff like that. And overall, he's been good at Liverpool. Yes, obviously he's had issues in terms of like his criticism about not being able to finish, but in terms of carrying the ball up the field, you know what I mean, and the sauce on the eyes and stuff like that, he's got all of that. But personally, I don't have a problem with him. If he stays, great. You know what I mean? If he doesn't, and Liverpool get some stupid money for him, I think that's what Liverpool are looking to do, then, he goes with my blessings. I think Liverpool are playing it very smart. I think they're not looking for a left winger because they're quite happy with their options. But I think if this guy wants to go and, they can get a decent fee in, they'll replace him with someone. They'll replace him with maybe a Rodrigo or what was the player Lady B said?
Fofana,
someone like that. So yeah,
I don't know if Eze is. I don't think Eze is on our radar.
No, Eze, I think he'll probably be an Arsenal player if he's going to move anywhere.
I don't know anymore. If with them getting Madueke, how do you fit Eze into that team?
I think he's number 10. To be fair, 12. I think he's more of a 10 as opposed to a winger. For some reason, he can play there, but I think he's like a number 10 for me personally. I think if they do buy him, I mean, it will probably be strength in depth in a sense of Odegaard, like maybe like every now and then giving Odegaard a rest, because I think Odegaard is their number 10. So potentially having someone like Eze coming off the bench and that, I think that's what they're thinking. But hey, they just spent that big money on their striker. I think they're pretty much done now. Perhaps. Okay.
I can see what you're saying. I don't know where that puts Havertz, because I don't think Havertz will. If they have Viktor Gyokeres, then obviously that moves Havertz out of that striker position for them. And where does he play? Does he play the 10 or does he play back in the midfield? It's going to be very interesting how they juggle their pieces. But okay. How about your answer to that, Lucho? JK, I know that you might have a very in-depth opinion on this one.
Diaz is our guy you give the ball to when we're in trouble. He just takes the pressure off us, He's the best in the business, But the fee we get him being offered, 70, 80 million, something crazy like that, bro. It's too good to turn down for me. That's the only thing. I wouldn't mind him staying actually, but we'll see what happens with that. For me, wages wise, no problem. Him to get a better wage. Hence why I'm not sad he's leaving. He's gonna get a better wage. Fair play.
Okay. I see the Ant is in the building. Big up to our friend. Our friend in blue. And yeah, we'll see. We'll very well see. There's an opportunity that we might see this year. There's not. I mean, maybe do something in the FA Cup or something like that, or maybe in the League Cup. Maybe. Who knows? But other than that, maybe we'll be seeing your team play on the pitch at least against others next year. Maybe. Finally, last but not least, let's get Brian's opinion on this one, and then we're going to move on to our next subject.
Is this still the original Diaz to Bayern?
Yeah, Diaz. The Bayern Munich thing. Yeah, basically, is it a good financial move for us?
Oh, fuck it! Look, dude.
And who would you bring in? Who would you bring in as a? Do we need to bring in a direct replacement, or do we just maybe even just considering we have Cody, considering we have at the moment Chiesa, maybe we just hold firm with that.
Look, I was being a bit, sarcastic, whatever.
Facetious.
A couple of weeks ago, I said there was a lot of chatter, a lot of talk. I know. I said 2 weeks ago. It was probably a month ago, and I said I would bet my channel that Luis Diaz signs for Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
So it was 2 weeks. It was probably a month ago. I said Luis Diaz will sign for Bayern Munich.
Okay. No, you said it recently too. Again.
But yeah, and I've been saying it since. But this guy will, because everything fits. He wants to leave Liverpool. Why he wants to leave, again, you can argue about that. Okay, argue about that all day. But he wants to leave. He's made that very clear. And Barcelona is his obvious dream club. But Barcelona can't complete a deal to save their lives at the moment. Everyone's backing away, wanting clauses in their contracts if they can't be registered and all this kind of nonsense. So, players are coming wise to Barcelona in the way they're getting wise to Saudi, that they're like, no, it's great money, but you probably don't want to go there. So to me, it was like the only club that was genuinely interested in him, that could guarantee us our money and could give him a wage and would give him the profile of club. Okay, it's not Barcelona, of course it's not, but it's Bayern Munich.
4 years is a contract currently. 4 year contract.
29 years, yeah, huge contract that we are not signing a 28 going on 29-year-old tomorrow on the kind of money that Bayern are going to give him. So everybody gets everything they want. They were the only club that were, other than Saudi, and I don't think he wanted to go to Saudi because he wanted to stay at a proper club, which is the same with Darwin, and of course that's what we want players to say and players to do, is stay at proper clubs. So to me, it was always going to be Bayern because they were the only club. They're clear, and they were clearly desperate for a left winger. Clearly desperate for someone to play in that spot. And I know they're not left wingers, but that was before they thought they were going to get Wirtz, and they didn't get him. Now, again, he can play off the left, so don't come at me, you know what I mean? And they lost Musiala, who can also play 10 left. Even before that, they got knocked back then for Nico Williams. These guys, the Bayern are ultimately desperate for a left winger. So all we had to do was sit there and go, Luis Diaz isn't for sale. But if someone is going to offer us 80 million, then obviously we would talk and just sit there and wait. And eventually they'd come to the table.
Yeah.
He's the most for sale player of all time. We would, we sell him, bang, watch something happen pretty much immediately. No, and like you said, no, I don't think we buy a direct replacement for Diaz. That's something else I've been saying. We're not going to sell Diaz and say, okay, we need someone who can do what Diaz did now, because we're moving away from that. We're not going to buy a direct Diaz replacement. Like you said, we have Cody Gakpo, we have Verts that can operate in that scenario. We have Rio, obviously very young bits and pieces. Sabazla, I don't think we buy, because I don't think he wants a Diaz in that scenario. So I think then you can go out and you'll be spending some of that money on someone else. I don't think it's we sold Diaz, so who are we buying now to replace him? Like Fofana comes in. Apparently, Fofana is being seen as a Chiesa replacement, as in a versatile forward who can play left, center, and right. So if you sell a Diaz, then it could get very interesting. If we were to sell a Diaz and a Nunez, we could buy a Fofana and an Isak, and people would be there. But where's your left wing replacement? I don't think we're going to buy one. I think we kind of have them there already: Verts, Gakpo, and Rio.
I think Lucho, personally, I think that Lucho, if I was his agent and Barcelona was his dream move, which has been obviously, recorded or broadcasted by his father more than plenty of times. If I was his agent, I would just say, hey, let's just try to work on getting a bump in our salary this year. And next year, with 1 year left on our deal, look to push for a move in the summer to Barcelona, because then it would be a price tag that they could afford. You only be 1 year older, and you get 1 more year, possibly be on a team that could go back to back, and you rather than go to, again, Bayern Munich, which is the only like incentive that is really moving on to Germany. It's not like he was in Colombia praying or wishing for a day that he could play in Germany. All due respect, he would get, other than the financials, maybe because of the reduced fee that he would have to go out on in another year. Maybe he gets a salary bump that is more accommodable to him. And if all else fails, he could just ride out his contract and utilize that as being 2 years. Now, whether Barcelona wants him at age 30, that's a different story. I get that. But I think that he could still get the move next summer. And I think that he could, with a year left, it'd be a more palatable deal to lessen our number and not be so stern with the number. But his agent's playing it the way that he sees fit, and that's just the way it is, I guess. Speaking of agents and speaking of proper fits, Marc Guehi, someone that has become slowly but surely a priority for us. After selling Kwanzaa, Liverpool remain in the hunt for a new center back. Marc Guehi is firmly on the radar, but Crystal Palace's £65 million valuation is a steep, in my opinion, a very steep call, considering that, we're willing. I understand they're on the same, they're very similar terms in the sense of contract positions. We're willing to part ways possibly with Ibu at £40 million, and the sheer fact that Crystal Palace is holding firm with $65 million as their evaluation does bring a little bit of question. But is Guehi worth the price, or should Liverpool pivot and possibly look elsewhere? Maybe go with the Bournemouth center half that a lot of people are very bullish on. So I'm going to ask the panel: should Liverpool pay up for Guehi, $65 million now, or do we wait until Palace lowers their demands? Maybe once this appeal is over and everything else, is that the time that we say, okay, let's revisit this? Or do we, again, pivot and go for another center half that might not be to the level of Guehi, but is certainly somewhat of an insurance policy for the likes of the possible departure of Ibu? And the fact that we only have technically 4 center halves really on the books at the moment, being Ibu, VVD. Actually, you might have, and if you want to consider Nalo as being on the books as well for us, but Ibu, VVD, and Gomez being our selections to choose from. A little thin. We all remember. I don't want to bring up the memory of when we went into the season with similar terms. So I'm going to ask JK to start us off on this one. Should Liverpool pay up for Guehi, basically?
He's in his last year of his contract, so the fee they're asking for is a bit mad.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like, we were happy if I got 25 million off Real Madrid for Canate right now, and these guys are asking for 50 plus. It's a joke.
Yeah.
For me, his fee should be 40 max. Yeah, but for me, we need another centre back, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Baz, what are your thoughts?
Not at 65 or 50 million for someone that's got a year left. I rate him really highly, by the way. I think I did mention that on one of your previous shows, 12th. No nonsense, reliable defender, but definitely not at that price. I think we definitely do need another centre back. I would probably keep Ibu. Probably do like a Diaz thing, really. Like, you ain't going nowhere unless we get some stupid money. Keep him for that season, because we'll be saving on that money. Probably win a league with someone like him in the team, and then go and get Guehi when he's free, because this is his last year, isn't it? So potentially just like have a little sweetener with him. Just say, yo, you know what? Your guys are asking for too much money. We'll sign you next year. And if we are champions next year and we're Champions League winners next year and 2 other cups, then you try and tell me this guy won't want to join, knowing that Ibu ain't there and he might have a chance with Virgil van Dijk at the back. Yeah, there's no way I'm paying 65 million for him. He's a great defender, but not at that Liverpool. Don't think Liverpool that stupid, to be fair.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, I'd rather keep Ibrahim Konate for that.
For that price, okay. Lee, what's your choice? What's your analysis?
Yeah, I think playing alongside Virgil's got to be like the main carrot for him. Because if he's been watching the league in recent seasons, which he's playing in it, I would imagine he has. He'd have noticed that Konate spent a lot of time out injured. So it wouldn't be like he'd come in here thinking, "Oh, I'm never going to play that Konate guy. He never misses a beat," because he does, and he fluctuates in his form as well. So I think if he come in, he'd definitely be getting games. There's no way like he loses England place or some shit because he wasn't playing as much. He'll definitely get games if he comes in, and I think he could possibly be a really good partner for Virgil. Them two could just hit it off quickly when they play together, and I want to see it. And we need to do it. Ibu's got to stay as well, hasn't he? We need him as well.
Mm-hmm. Let's go with Bernie for this answer, for her answer, and then Lante and Brian.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I thought that Konate will stay. I don't know why, but I've just got a feeling that he will stay. But I'd still go for Guehi because more for the fact that we've found out to our cost in the last so many years that a good defender is really hard to come by, and you would be looking at Guehi not just for this season. You'd be looking for him for possible replacement for Verge in terms of his managerial skills, because he's a strong voice on the field. So, and I think he could be Verge's understudy and sort of take over from him when the time's right. So I'd bite the bullet and go for him now. Try and keep Konate as well, and go for Guehi.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Nolante, This is all in. I don't know if the 65 million is because apparently Spurs have entered the race to try to woo him to their team. But what
12,
are your thoughts?
12. Sorry to cut quickly. Yeah, it was 50 million like 2 weeks ago, and Liverpool have said that if it's true anyway, they have no intentions of spending 50 million on Guehi. So if Spurs are interested, I think Arsenal were interested at one point as well, weren't they? Before they brought that centre back in from Valencia, I think it is. But 65 million, no chance.
Well, I know today they're saying Chelsea and Spurs are looking at him as well, wanting to jump in.
But Bernadette, would you actually spend 65 million on a player? I know you probably wouldn't in an ideal world, but just to get him before Arsenal or Chelsea or whoever these other teams are, you would actually spend 65 million on Guehi with 1 year left.
If we've got the money, I would. If we can afford it, I would, because as I said, it's not just for the him playing for us. It's just that we are going to need a good leader, and I think he's a leader. So rather than, if he's gone, we're not going to get him after that, and then you're going to look around at who could you get who would be a natural replacement for Virgin. I just think he fits that profile, so that's why I'd go for him, Baz.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, Edward's saying Chelsea could get him because he's played for them and they've just won. Not just because of that, though. I don't know about the last part because he's saying they've just won the Club World Cup. But maybe that could be connected to. I could see the angle, Edward, in that the money that they've won for participating in the Club World Cup could make them say, 65 million, we'll pay that. Who cares?
They'll get him for cheap as well because they've got a buyback clause on him. Because obviously he came over there, and I think there's a if Crystal Palace make any money, they entitled to 15% or something like that. So they can potentially sign him for a lot cheaper than perhaps what we're all in for.
Okay,
they've tried to sign him back before, Baz, haven't they? Chelsea tried to sign Newcastle tried to sign him last January.
Yeah,
last summer Chelsea have tried to sign him as well, and Guehi was like, "No, I'm not going back."
Yeah,
Newcastle
they wanted to spend 70.
Yeah, Newcastle paid big money in January, and Crystal Palace were like, "No, we're in the FA Cup, we're doing well." Guehi wants to stay. They turned down. Like they could have taken that 70 million, Newcastle in January. So yeah, Tottenham were in for him, Chelsea obviously, but apparently he said no, I don't want to go back to Chelsea. So fair play to him on that one.
That's Van Dijk money, man. Flipping hell. We bought Van Dijk for 75 and someone like Guehi 75. Like 70 million, like what last year. That's crazy.
Wild. That is wild. What they bid 80 million, KJ saying, and Palace said no. Wow. Delante, what would your say that you wanted to get in?
The 65 thing for Guehi, I don't believe that. I think that's just rumors. No team is gonna buy him for 65 million. I just think that's just all talk. I think Palace are looking. I think Palace are looking between 45 minimum 50 or lower, less than that. But in terms of Guehi, listen, I like him, but I don't care if it's. You have to be smart. I mean, yes, the play is good, but if you buy him at a higher price, no. And listen, Guehi is not, again, it's rare. He's a lot of footballers. He's not about money. Guehi is not about money. He's just about ambition. He's a man of God. He's a very solid guy. And he wants to play for Liverpool. Hence the Chelsea rejection. So if we're going to get him, unless something's come up, then I think we'll get him. But in terms of the price, it just doesn't make sense, even at 45. For a guy who's got 1 year in his contract, it just doesn't make sense. Me personally, I'll just get rid of Ibu, give me Guehi, and just get me Hato or one of them next year, and we're good to go.
By the way, England is up against Italy 2-1, apparently. 119th minute. The women's team, obviously. It's up 2-1 against Italy.
Palace are obviously sticking to their guns, aren't they? They know there's other interest apart from Liverpool, and they're hoping that'll bump the price up. But we're going to have to just swallow our pride and pay whatever it is. and say, you know what I mean? Okay, it's the last year of his contract, but he's a player that we need and that we value. So just bring the guy in. I would say 50.
But we don't get in.
50 million would be about right, I think, for me. Not 65, that's too much, but 50, I could stomach that, you know what I mean? That would be a piss take because he is a very good player.
Liverpool don't really do bidding wars, though. That's the whole thing. It's like
No,
kind of silly to think that we're going to get in. The reason why you target it so high is maybe you can keep getting those, you know, lower bids to kind of compete against each other to get closer to that 65. I just don't think that's going to happen though with us, you know. And I don't know if he's that much of a priority to Spurs. To be honest with you, I'd rather see us go for Romero, actually, to be honest with you, than Guehi. But I understand some of the other.
Say, given their troubles at centre back last season, he should be a bloody priority for Spurs. But we want him swans off.
Yeah. I know that player is not very big on some people's lists of players that they like, but I think it'd be a nice little. I think he's a quality center half, and also I think it'd be a power move because then I think also it might reassure that that Maka maybe looks to stay with us with Christian on the team. I know that they're very, very tight. But anyways, Brian, last say before we move on to the final subject or final segment of the day.
Recap on the question.
I know it's been a little while. Marc Guehi, for the money, is Marc Guehi?
Yeah. Oh no. And I'm with Nalante. I think that's 65, isn't it? Yeah, I think 45 sterling, and that's a lot. But that's where I top out at something like Guehi. 1 year left. I mean, yeah, 65 is absolutely ridiculous. That's no chance. Absolutely no chance. And even kind of 40 is a lot for a guy, you know. So I'd be very reluctant to get. I think the 65 is probably just a big kind of a big noise they're trying to make. But I think he's a top player who would massively improve our squad. I know Baz is talking about, like, to me, I just see him as a Kwanzaa replacement. I have no problem. Like, we sold Kwanzaa for 35. Stick another 5 million on top of that and replace him with Guehi. Perfect. And if Ibu is going, then we have to replace Ibu. But forget about anything past that is just, forget about it, really. 65, absolutely. Yeah. No chance for a player. 1 year left. I don't care how good he is. You could get a player on the continent. I think,
100%.
like they say, you go out and get 2 players for that kind of money if you're clever. And we are very clever. We're a very good, well-run team. You give our guys 65 million, say, get me 2 centre halves, they'll be like, done, lads, done. We've got 20 of them on a list. There's this kid at Verona. He's unbelievable. You can get him for 5 million. You know, whatever it might be. You don't have to go out and spend 60 million on freaking Marc Guehi.
Oh, they could get that other lad, couldn't they, that I've been looking at, who's only Leone. I mean, he's strong, but he's young. But don't you think, you know, we can't look at the price of Verge anymore because the price hikes are going up that fast because maybe Saudi's fueling, pushing prices up, and the likes of Chelsea offering these huge long contracts and that. But the prices are just jumping yearly, aren't they? Massively. So I just think it is supply and demand. If you want a certain player, I think you've got to pay the price and go for them.
Okay, makes sense. Very much so.
We get that money in for Diaz.
I wanted to.
You shouldn't we?
If we have the money, what say again?
If we get the money in for Diaz, we should
Okay, well,
be all right. Have enough
you
money
broke
to
up a
buy
little bit.
Gay.
Say it again.
Maybe we get him for like 40, 45, something like that. We'll see. But if he wants to come here, that's in our favour over the other teams that are interested. And why wouldn't he be more in favour of a move to Anfield? Like, so I just hope we get it done anyway, because it's like we got the Ekitike thing done. This is next on the list for me. This is the next most urgent thing to make sure we have 4 centre backs to rely on next season.
Okay. All right. I wanted to do this last topic, and that is, let me bring up the picture as well. I'm sorry. Make sure I have that there. So I wanted to do, the youngster Luca Stephenson has certainly progressed into a name that some of us not necessarily had on the top of our list of being, the next big thing or the next big player for us to be concentrating on to see where his progression is going to go. However, the youngster Luca Stephenson impressed over the weekend and is expected to sign a new contract after the preseason tour. A player who could offer valuable versatility to our team. And he could be a player that is going to get this new signature, obviously a new contract with us, a professional contract with us, and then be automatically loaned out. There's some people that are saying we should keep him within the ranks and allow for him to develop. I don't know about that, but I think a loan is more of a. I do prefer to see players stay with the team so they can develop with at the home club, but I think though it would be a little bit more prosperous for him to actually make a move abroad, or maybe if another team in the championship or something along those lines. Meanwhile, Alexander Isak. Now, this is a story that I spoke on earlier. Alexander Isak remains at Newcastle. We all know that. He was absent from the team's last game where they lost against Celtic 4-0. Speculation refuses to go away. Eddie Howe insists that he is staying with Newcastle. He's been lathering up the praise for the player and how important he is and how much he really believes that he'll be a Newcastle player going into the season. But we know how quickly that can change. I have 2 questions, obviously, one on Luca and one on Isak. So I guess we'll go to the second floor first. Is Luca Stephenson a genuine future option for Liverpool, or just someone destined to go out on loan, develop, and then eventually get sold like some of the players, a good deal of the youth academy players that we've had? And then finally, I would ask, is there real legs with this new report that Isak has asked for that he's asked for an exit from Newcastle? And if that's the case, and that he prefers Liverpool, by the way, I can bring up the actual. Let me bring it up. I put it in our chat so I can bring it up again. I won't be bringing it up on the page, but I will bring it up on the actual. Ivan Schwarzkopf is the guy that's saying it. And he's saying, being told Alexander Isak has told his agent and Newcastle he wants to leave to join Liverpool. Liverpool have received the green light and are ready to make a formal bid for the Swedish international. That is what's being reported out there, okay, from the likes of Mr. Ivan, who is an ITK that does sometimes get some things right. So let's just go around the horn real quick. We've got about another 15, 20 minutes of the show. So we'll start with Bernie, and then go to Nolante with this one. Do you think this has some real legs? And you could also weigh in on Luca's future as well.
With Isak, that keeps coming up from all different sources that he wants to come to Liverpool, and we know he's not. He hasn't trained, and all I'd say is, there's something not right, because for them to send him home from the game and say his head's, didn't want the attention, his head's not in it, was, raised questions in all our minds. But then for him to train on his own today, we know that's not normal unless you're going to sort of infect the team with negatives, or your head's not there. So I think there may be something in it. On the other hand, if he's still got 3 years on his contract, the club could really stand firm, couldn't they? But if that player is trying to send every message out and puts a transfer in like Lucho did, then I think then he could be, it could be positive that he is looking to come to us. That's all I can say on that. With Stephenson, I've only seen him a couple of times, 12th, and when I've seen him, he's looked quite good. He's the red-haired lad, isn't he? He's got like a mop of red hair.
Yeah, that's it, Bernie.
Yeah.
With the ginger.
That's it. From what I've seen, I thought he played well, but I haven't seen enough of him, so I can't really say, other than when I've seen him, he's put in a good performance. But I wouldn't say outstanding, I'd just say good, But he's only young, so that's all I've got to say on him.
It's gone quiet.
12-1.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on mute. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going to say, Nolante, you want to give your 2 cents?
With Isak, I know you sent it in our group chat. I'll believe it when I see it. To be honest, I believe it when I see it.
All right.
I'm just, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I just think the time has passed. Personally, if I'm proved wrong, I'll be happy. But with Hugo saying, I just don't get how it works anyway. So, but we'll see. So I'll believe it when I see it. In terms of Stevenson, again, like Bernie, I've seen him a couple of times pre-season, out on loan in Dundee. Nothing has stood out for me about him. He's just okay. He's just going to be another Liverpool player that, signs a new contract, they hype him up, and then he gets sold. I mean, and that's one thing I am concerned about the academy. I know, obviously, about Rio and Trey, but we'll have to see. As much as they highly rate, how many times have we seen this? These players, I mean, everyone talks about certain players. I just want some of these academy players to get the chance to prove themselves, but a lot of them haven't. So, again, it remains to be seen for me. So I'll just take it with a pinch of salt. He's just going to get sold. So I've got him signing the contract doesn't mean anything to me, to be honest.
Go ahead, Brian. You want to comment?
No, Atlanta is in a very negative mood. I mean,
I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. I'm just being honest.
But we're not predicting. You're asking, like 12 man saying, is he going to become a player for Liverpool, or is he going to get sold? He's asking us to predict the future.
Mm-hmm.
That's just asking us to predict the future. Nobody knows what's going to happen to this guy. He might be a good player. He might not. He'll get a chance. He's gone away. We'll have a look at him. I mean, it's not new. I mean, the academies have existed for a long time. Some players make it, some players don't. There's thousands of players that don't make it. I don't know if it's this. Like, I mean, it's
Brian.
am I on my own in thinking that's a thing?
No. I'm just asking that question real quick. I'll let you finish your thought. I'm just asking that question simply because, like, I remember there was a lot of hype, for instance, behind Bobby Clark. Right, he was a player that really showed some real potential. Played well with at the senior level, and what did we do? We ended up moving on and selling him. I know that there's been hype around some of our other players that have come up as well through that class that got us through that League Cup final, and now we're either on the terms of a lot of these players are continuously going out on either on loan and then eventually moving on to deals. Not necessarily with the teams that they've gone on loan with, but certainly teams that that have that see the potential in them. Whether it's I know Ben Doak wasn't necessarily a youth academy player, but he's certainly in that age group or was in that age group, for instance. Those kinds of situations. That's all I'm trying to bring out.
That's it.
But it's just normal business, right? It's what everybody does.
Yeah. I'm not disputing that.
Everybody does this. They bring players right up to that peak point where you're either going to get into this team because we brought you from 16s to 18s to 21s, and now it's like, man, can you make that step up? You get a chance you get looked at. No, they get moved on. To me, this is not my first rodeo. Sometimes I wonder if it's people's first rodeos out here every time they see a preseason. Genuine, I do think it's like this the first time you've seen this. Yeah, kids get a chance, right? And now it's, what about this guy? Last year it was someone else. Last year it was Seth Vandenberg. Is he in the future? I'm sitting there going, he won't be here at the end of the window, lads. Bang, he was gone. Some kids make it, some kids don't. But I just wanted to say, you were very, sorry, just quickly, 12th, you were saying that 12, Eddie Howe's out here saying this and that.
Black spiritual, he's laying it on thick about how,
that Isak is still going to be there next year and all that, and he expects him to stay at Newcastle. Well, I must be getting different quotes because what I'm reading here is from Eddie Howe. I think everyone connected with Newcastle is keen, or more than keen, more than keen that he continues his journey with us. It's a great season ahead, and hopefully Alex will be one a part of. Asked if he could be certain Isak would be a Newcastle player by the time they visit Villa, Howe said, "I'd never give that guarantee to anybody. I've been in football long enough to know that I could end up looking very silly, so I won't do that. What I will say is that I think that the desire from everybody and me is to keep him as strong as it could be. So fingers crossed that will happen for us." That's not a guy that's saying he's not leaving. That's a guy saying fingers crossed he stays with us. I think how Eddie Howe knows, he gave the story the other day about, I understand when a player comes to me and says it's a short career. He gets sent home he didn't get left out of that squad, by the way. He traveled to Scotland and got sent home. Didn't just get told, go back to the hotel, chill out.
It was a little dodgy, the reasons why he's fit. Yeah, he's fit, but he got the reason why
he's training on his own.
Yeah,
he's training on his own today. This guy is, please let me go. I want to leave. He knows, you said earlier on, it's now or never for him, and he knows it's now or never for him.
Absolutely. I know people didn't like a lot of people didn't like the Harry Kane reference, but I honestly think that that's a very relevant reference in that.
Oh, he can become the next Harry Kane easily.
Yeah.
You stay at Newcastle for 3 years, the best striker in the world that never won anything. The boy with the golden boots that's you're going to become that guy. 100% you will. Newcastle fans would probably rail at that. Yeah. He stays at Newcastle for the next 4 years. Best striker in the world, never to win a proper trophy.
Yeah.
And he can see that. We have to be grown adults. Newcastle fans need to be grown adults. This is how he sees their club.
How and what? I'll do a follow-up. I don't believe JK and Baz have given their answers, so I'll just I'll change the question a little bit here. You can also comment on Luca if you want to as well. But if he were to leave, if some of these reports are correct and he were to leave Newcastle, where and how did Newcastle pivot towards replacing basically the major source of their goals, the major source of their output, the major source of their offensive threat? Because now all of a sudden you're in the middle of a summer window where you haven't you missed out on Ekitike. You're now Gyokeres is going to Arsenal most likely. Do you now get desperate and go all in for a Sesko or something like that? Or, like where and what do you do if you're Newcastle and you lose your centerpiece, your talisman? I'll ask that of JK and then I'll ask that of Baz too. And here, because Dara asked, here you go, Dara. Put that in there just to give a little something. There you go. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think Callum Wilson's left as well. While he's leaving or left this season.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe go for a visa from Brentford or something like that. I don't know.
For £20.
Yeah. Oh, KJ put that answer in there too. He put visa or Sesko.
Yeah, and I think them going for Ekitike was because they're thinking Isak was going to leave, and we bought their replacement for Isak. I just had a funny feeling about that. It's weird, But some people are saying we're after both of them, so it'll be interesting if we get both of them.
Yeah,
but
that'd be great. You'd have like the heir apparent, like the Model A and Model B of the forward that we are so confident will be the answer for us. I think that'd be great. Well, Baz, how about, do you have an answer? Would you like to weigh in on an answer as well?
What was the question again? Sorry, because it was like
basically like Mike changed up question. Again, you can answer. You can comment on Luca if you want to comment on Luca too. But my question is, what and where? Who does Newcastle pivot to if they make the big? They'll be flush with cash. Obviously, they'll be flush with 120, 130, whatever the number is going to be, £1 million. It'll be a record setting for them. And all of a sudden, they'll have so much money, but yet they'll have a hole when it comes to their striker role. So then where do they pivot?
Yeah. Okay. Quickly on Luca. Luca, sadly, I don't think he has a future at Liverpool. We're quite stocked up in that position because initially he was a right back and could play midfield as well, but I just don't see him there, unfortunately. It's just one of those times where he's just come through where there's just a lot of good players in Liverpool's position in the position that he plays. So that's him. Isak, look, I think we should still go after him. I still have a feeling. I said it on the other show. I have a feeling we still get him. I just don't know if it's in January or if it's the beginning of summer, and then after that we're not going to go in for him, I don't think. And in terms of what Newcastle, look, they messed up real bad. All they needed to do, they just needed to just accept our bid. They know that his head is turned, He don't want to play for them anymore, So he wants to play for Liverpool. Liverpool would have bought him, and they could have got a 3-1 on Ekitike. But you know what? We played them. It's like, okay, you know what? We're going to buy Ekitike. On top of that, your player doesn't want to play for you. And I can... I see a world where Liverpool can potentially go and get Isak because they want him. They've made it so public over the summer that they want this guy. So, if he does become available, Liverpool will go in for him. I think Arsenal are not even in the game anymore. Barcelona can't afford him. Real Madrid have got their players and stuff like that. And I
think Arsenal's already got, by getting Gyokeres, then I think they've already made their choice of
and I think we can potentially, but in terms of Newcastle and who they potentially will buy, there are players out there, man. There are players out there that we probably ain't even scouted or anything that will be out there that can, they'll have a lot of money, like you said. They can't even afford to buy two strikers for near nothing, and one of them might work. I don't know. There are players out there for sure.
Okay. Real quick, Brian, then Lee, and then Alante. Did you guys think? Do you know where Newcastle would pivot? If you want to put in an answer for that, real quick, before I go into the next question. I mean, it's a huge. I know you can't get like for like. You can't say we're going to replace one of the best strikers in the world with another. The other best striker in the world. There's not many players like Isak out there. And if anything, the closest thing apparently to him was Ekitike. Now he's no longer available. So
they can get Mateta. Mateta's a good finisher. That's a potential player.
That's a shout. That's a shout.
It'll work.
The report.
I mean, they're not shopping at the high. They're not shopping at Harrods. You know, I mean, no, I mean they have the money, but I mean, like we all know what the striker market is. It's horrible, and all the big ones, you know, Ekitike is gone, Gyokeres is gone. Here's one for you. Okay, if they've got the money, go to Chelsea and take Nicholas Jackson.
Oh, there's a shout.
Because
That's a
Chelsea
shout.
want to sell Nicholas Jackson, and you know they're happy to do it. They've got Joe Pedro, they've got the lap. They were looking to sell him to Man United, so yeah, go there and do that. Sesko, I don't know. Like this is the thing. I don't know anything about this kid, and people are talking about him being worth 100 million quid. That's just how crazy this market is. So yeah, maybe go and Nicholas Jackson.
Nicholas Jackson's a shout. That's a good shout. I didn't really think Newcastle wasn't originally in that group, but I know that Nicholas Jackson is being, parlayed around by Manchester United. There was a couple other teams.
Wisher scored more goals than Jackson though this season, so like I don't blame them if they go for Wisher.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 100 million,
if they got Isak money, they could buy. If they got Isak money, they could buy Isak and Jackson.
They need a couple to replace. They can't replace Isak with one forward. It's got to be like three forwards at the front, like that they replace him.
But if they have Isak, they'll have two forward money. They'll have maybe they to do that.
Think maybe what's that? Plays for Stuttgart, I believe. The forward for Stuttgart.
Yeah, he's going to Bayern. Yeah.
Walter.
Oh, is he definitely going to Bayern?
Not yet. Not yet. Walter, yeah, not quite done. Yeah. Bayern are trying to get him, but they're talking about 90 million.
100 million for Nicholas Jackson.
You'll have plenty of bid. If you sell Isak, you'll have plenty of money to outbid Bayern, certainly.
Yeah, but 100 million for Nicholas Jackson. I'd want Michael Jackson for that type of money. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
It's a madness. How are you paying? I would never pay him. I wouldn't even want him for free.
I think he'd get him for 55. I think you'd get a Jackson for about like 55. That kind of 60 money.
He's on an 8-year contract.
For like 35, maybe, Baz. So 100, maybe you could get a Jackson and a Whistle for 100 all in.
Remember his contract, Brian. He's on what, a 6-year contract.
Oh yeah, Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, there is that as well. There is that.
Yeah, that's the problem, innit? So even though he's never worth what we're saying, Chelsea can just say, "Yo, you just signed a death row contract, man. You ain't coming out till you're about 36 years old." So they're gonna want their money, and I just think personally, someone that's proven. Someone like Mateta will score goals in the Premiership. He's going to cost you like, a nominal fee than someone like a Nicholas Jackson. Yeah. They need results quick. They need a proven goal scorer. And I think, this guy, Mateta, will be good for them in the Champions League and in the Premier League. And less than that.
Pay a lot, I
think João Pedro would have been a decent fit for them if they
it would have. Definitely.
But unfortunately, he's already off to Chelsea.
This is what I'm saying. Newcastle kind of messed about. You know what I mean? For one player, they were going to get 130, potentially 150 million. They could have got that money, and they still would have had maybe someone like Ekitike and all these other players. Now the time is running. They're probably just going to get some standard average player.
Yeah, they could have basically taken that money, which would have been Coutinho-esque style money, where they could have utilized it and possibly made that sea change or made that ultimate change to their team and been able to really, really not only compete for Europe, but actually try to compete for some of these tournaments like FA Cup or League Cup, honestly, with the added depth that they would have had from bringing in multiple players. But we see them now scrambling to hold on to their to their golden goose. See if they can continue to do so. It's a very big question. Very big question.
Joe Jackson in add-ons.
You know
Say
what?
again?
I'm also hearing
Funny.
that, you know what, he's gone to Saudi Arabia, yeah, to go and speak to the hierarchy, Isak, and they're talking about what, £300,000 to keep him there. He might actually be happy with just a bit of money and potentially, you know, like a clause in his contract, like, you know, if a big team comes next season or whatever, he has to go. And
I think it was Fabrizio that was saying that it was that Liverpool should start concentrating, or Liverpool fans should start concentrating more on January as being the actual window that we could acquire Isak. I know with this news, who knows, and who knows if I know it's out there that Saudi Arabia was going to make a very, very offer that they can't refuse type offer to Newcastle, and to obviously in terms of contract towards Isak. But again, you know, it's a matter of what does Isak beyond the money? What are his pursuits? You know, does he want to? Sure, you could go to a team like that, but you know, going to Saudi Arabia brings you plenty of money, but it doesn't bring you Champions League football. It doesn't bring you
Premier League.
the accolades that come with being in one of the top 4 leagues in the world, whether it's
but
France.
If he arrives in January, you know, potentially he could still go on and win the Premier League with Liverpool when he signs for Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I can't really see him signing for us in January. I can't see that ever happening.
Well,
It's now or never for me.
It's not likely. Let's be real in it. I don't think in the next 2 windows we'll get him. I really think if we do get him, we're going to get him before September the 1st. There's no question about it. I think we want to do our business there and then. If not, I think, you know what I mean, that he'll end up staying at Newcastle and that's that. But I just think there is a potential chance because I don't rate Newcastle's chances in the Champions League, and they're not going to win a Premier League. They might win one of the other cups, you know, Carabao or FA or something like that. Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, the Carabao Cups.
Yeah, so his ambitions would be, you know, winning something bigger. So I think obviously, come January, I think, you know, if things are not doing well, I think he may potentially be on the move.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we gotta wait and see. We gotta see if this thing's gonna actually pan out the way that a lot of us are hoping it pans out, which is Newcastle sees the writing in the sand, and basically.
Sorry, before you wrap this up, yeah, I'm so sorry. Did any of you see anything on social media about Ekitike? They've kind of like banned a video. They've deleted a video of Ekitike. You know, when they're in the van and they're talking about, I'm on my way to.
Oh yeah, that was Baz. That was Sky fucked up. Because Ekitike landed in London. You know, because we're in Japan or we're in Hong Kong. So
we're in Hong Kong, yeah.
Long story short, Ekitike was flying in to do a medical, and then fly out basically, you know, immediately after to join the group out in Asia. So everyone was saying that he was coming to Liverpool to do a medical, blah blah blah. But he flew because it's easier to get. The flight is from London, so the medical team is in London. He's completed the first half. He completed the first half of his medical tonight in London. So he flew into London, and they're going to do it there, and they're going to fly from London to Hong Kong. Sky Sports put up a video of a black Mercedes, as it was, as per usual, driving into the AXA today, saying Ekitike has arrived at the AXA for his medical. And everyone was quickly kind of going, no, he's not doing it in Liverpool, he's doing it in London. So Sky Sports got like a random video of the typical black Merc driving into AXA and go, oh, Ekitike arrives. And everyone pointed out going, he's not in Liverpool, lads, he's only going to London. So they deleted it after that because they got caught out for just putting up bullshit. So they deleted the video then. Yeah.
Fair enough. That makes sense. I thought was
They
a
don't know
Well,
anything. They don't
Sky's
know
first.
these people. They don't have a clue. They see a black Mercedes, Ekitike. No, you're about 400 miles out, lads.
I thought was a cheeky one, like the Nabil Fekir one where everything was done, but they've kind of paused it because there might be a chance of getting Isak.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, it's all good.
That's wild.
Never talk about Fekir. Never talk about Fekir.
Okay.
We'll
yeah.
find out one day. One day, Baz.
One day we'll find out,
We'll
yeah.
find out the truth.
I'll be the
about what
first one
happened in
waiting
that
to
room.
buy that book because I really wanted to know what's
Oh,
really happened. But I'm happy we got Alisson instead of him.
Yeah.
because what did he do? Fekir, what did he do? Let's be honest. He didn't go and play for Real Madrid, he went to Real Betis,
Betis,
I think
yeah.
it was where he went.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not as if like, oh damn, like he won a Ballon d'Or
Went
or
to
he won
Bayern
two La
and-
Ligas or anything. It's like, okay, maybe we did spot something because he did nothing after that. It was basically Betis and a few Spanish clubs.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well, I do have an interesting episode lined up for tomorrow. It's not going to be on Transfer Talk. I know it's been the talk pretty much every day, all day, unless something huge breaks, of course. Then we'll get into that. But tomorrow is an episode, a little teaser. It's going to be on the midfield, on Liverpool's midfield, basically. So you should tune in for that one. It's going to be a fun episode. And I guess you could say that's it for Tuesday Transfer Talk or Tuesday Transfer Tea. What a wild window it's shaping up to be, most certainly. But before we go, now that our lads are over in Asia, and everything is looking like it's going to be a real, hopefully prosperous window for us in the summer, bringing in some players, seeing how they fit in this with these preseason matches. Because before you know it, we're going to be playing in that Community Cup. Community Shield, excuse me. So it is something to keep your eyes on. But before we go, I wanted to leave you with let's end on a fun fact. Fun for some, maybe not fun for others. But Darwin Núñez shown behind closed doors this weekend with a first half hat trick. The fun fact that I was going to leave you with is the last time Darwin shaved his head, he went on to score 34 goals for Benfica. So whether that's going to be something to look out for him in Saudi Arabia or whether it's going to be something to look out for us in the Premier League, who knows? Just keeping it light, keeping it fun. Spurn some people to leave some nasty comments for me about Darwin, I'm sure. But all the same, hopefully there's going to be more positive than negative from that fun little fact. Look, make sure to like this video if you haven't already, whether you're on X or whether you're on YouTube, please do so. Subscribe, comment. Obviously, your thoughts below would be welcome. And we'll be back again tomorrow with a midfield focus piece. It's going to be actually a very interesting one. It's going to be more than just focusing in on Liverpool's midfield. So let's get this down. And, until then, let's say, as I always like to say, up the Reds. And for every last Red, whether you're a player, whether you're a supporter, whether you're even in the back office, hey, you'll never walk alone. Big up to Lee that has joined us. Big up to Baz. Big up to JK. Big up to Nalante. Big up to Brian, the Irishman. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, we have a bunch of people in the chat here. Please do go and subscribe to Brian's show. Because we're brethren, he does us the honor of usually broadcasting right before we broadcast on this channel. So be sure to check out the double header that we have. And also big shout out to Lady B that joined us earlier. Thank you for her joining us as well. And thank you out there for joining us. So again, up the Reds and you'll never walk alone is always in our hearts. And hopefully it is with you during your day to recognize that you're never alone. So we will see you tomorrow. And until then, peace.